Hi everybody, Dr. Bob here as we enter into our 8th week. Just a few quick announcements. Looked over the midterm exams, as you know, and the scores are in. Now look, most of you did pretty well on it, but those of you who did not, I had just a few of you who didn't do all that well on it. It seems to me the main problem you had was you didn't follow the directions in the assignment guidelines. You know, when they talk about things like social order or theory, you need to do more than just use that word. You need to tell me what that word means, and then give an example of it, okay? And that was the problem, and most of you just didn't follow those assignment guidelines and instructions. So I did allow you individually to go ahead and make those up and submit them, resubmit them, rewrite them, resubmit them, and send them back in. If there's still a few of you out there who are in that boat who didn't do as well on it as you had hoped, and you want to rewrite and resubmit, that's fine. I'll go ahead and take a look at it. You may or may not get more points on it. It depends on whether you follow the guidelines and do a good job with it. Again, I'm looking for more than just a few paragraphs too. It should be around 2 pages to answer the question completely. So anyway, that's it on the midterm exams. Again, most of you did quite well on it. I was very impressed. But those few of you who want to rewrite, resubmit, you're welcome to do it. The other thing I want to remind you about is the public sociology paper, which is coming up on November 27th. Hopefully you've already started at least to chip away on it. And remember, there's an example in there, and the example is an excellent example of what I'm looking for. There's an introduction, followed by a literature review, followed by a research methods proposal section, followed by a problem resolution section, a proposed problem resolution section, and then a nice reference page. So that's what I'm looking for. If you follow that example, if you follow the guidelines, you're going to do just fine on it. Again, you need to identify a social problem in your community, and that community can be as small as your neighborhood, right, or your apartment complex, or as big as your city, if that's how you see your community. But you've identified the social problem, and please don't start off your paper with, there are many different types of social problems out there. I know there are. That's why I'm asking you to write about them. Those kind of things are just wasted space. Statements like, me personally, I think, well, you can cut out the me personally part and just say, I think this or that. That's your introduction section. Tell me why it's a social problem. Um, Tell me if you have any data to support that it is a social problem in your community. And then you follow that up with your literature review. Give me 5 pieces of literature and not just Wikipedia, that supports where others have looked at this social problem. It doesn't have to be in your community, but they looked at the social problem somewhere. And then that's your 5 sources from the literature. That's your literature review. Your research methods proposal section. And remember, this is an academic paper. You're going to tell me how you propose to research the problem. What would you do to research the problem? Would you do a questionnaire? What questions are you going to ask? Who are you going to ask? Where are you going to get your sample from? Why these questions? Okay, you're going to tell me those things. If you're going to do an ethnography, how long are you going to be there? How do you expect to get in? What sort of things you expect to see and experience? So that would be the proposal, the research methods proposal section. Then you have a problem resolution section. This is where you propose a resolution to the problem. You've done all the research. Now here's what you think is going to work. Maybe we need to change public policy, so you need to lobby with your legislators. You need social activism. Maybe you need to start a community watch program or an educational program or join the PTA. Whatever sort of things you think might just work based on all this research that you did, and then wrap it up with a conclusion. Are there any ethical issues? Is there anything you may have overlooked? Could you have done your study differently? Would you propose a better way? Is there other ways to look at this problem? All these kind of things. And that's about it. You wrap it up. So anyway, if you have any questions, as always, let me know. And that's it. Have a great week. Thanks. Bye.